Hello everyone, it's Don once again with another look at the construction work going on here in the villages. In this video, we're going to take a look at first some of the key areas that are under construction, and then we're going to look at some of the key commercial areas that are currently under construction or soon will be. Just for reference, here's where some of the key areas are here in the villages. You got Spanish Springs in the north, all the way down to Middleton in the south. And just for reference, that's all the areas we're going to look at. So it's quite a bit today. First up is the village of St. John's. In this area of the village of St. John's, we're going to take a flight path that starts off in the middle, goes south, and then works its way back up north. This is our projected flight path. Then we're going to move to the southern section of the village of St. John's and just take a quick look at this area and what's happened down here. After we're done here, we'll go back up to the Okahumpka Recreation Center area, right about here, and we'll take a quick flight to look at the waterfront area that's under construction, and then we'll come over and look at the Richmond Pitch and Putt that's under construction. This first section of St. John's is all veranda homes. If you're not familiar with what a veranda home is, it's basically a designer home with a fenced-in yard. It's very popular with people who have pets. Many of these yards will be big enough to have a pool if you decide to put one in. Unfortunately, you can't do a custom build on a veranda home. It would be nice, but don't sell them short. They're still very well appointed. On the right is Lake Okahumpka. It has lots of alligators in it, and if you haven't figured out, I'm not a real big fan of alligators, but I have been spending some time looking into alligators and trying to understand them. I found out that they're a really big fan of dog treats, especially the Italian and the Mexican type. You know, the Bolognese and the Chihuahua. Seriously, I do love dogs. Here's a picture of my two. I'm just trying to warn you. Be careful when you're walking your dogs along these ponds. There are alligators, and they could seriously hurt your dog, or worse. At the north end of St. John's, they're building the Okahumpka Recreation Center and a restaurant. The roof on the Recreation Center now is fully shingled. This is the south end of the village of St. John's along Warm Springs Avenue. All of these homes are up for sale or have already sold. This is Lake Okahumpka and the water side of the Okahumpka Recreation Center and Restaurant. They've cleaned this area out and they're supposed to have water sports here. I know kayaking is one of the ones they're seriously considering. This is the Richmond Pitch and Putt that's under construction. It's supposed to be completed by late fall according to a recent infomercial by the villages. Next up is the village of Richmond. This is our projected flight path. This is the village of Richmond. I've received several emails asking me what this round protrusion is into the retention pond. When this area was going to be the Richmond Lofts, that was part of the recreation area. Now it's just part of the walking path. This is the Clarendon Recreation Area. The metal framing you see is a pavilion, and then the mail station and pool buildings. The Clarendon Recreation Area is part of the Okahumpka Recreation Center, similar to the way Spanish Moss Recreation Area is for the Finney Recreation Center. The lighter area on the screen has all the utilities installed in the various home lots. It won't be too much longer till they start building. My projection is somewhere in late summer we'll start seeing homes up for sale in this area. This is the area that's going to be courtyard villas, and most of these villas will have nice views. When you see the camera shaking like this, that's caused by the wind overloading the gimbal system on my camera. It was really gusty on this day. This area of Richmond appears to be about a month or so behind the northern section of it. Richmond is going to have a large number of view sites, including Wetlands and water view. I'll take another low pass over the Clarendon recreation area.
Hi, I'm Jeff Monash with Village Air Filters. Are you tired of wasting money on throwaway paper air filters? I can save you money with my lifetime permanent washable air filters. Just buy it once and never buy another air filter again. Rinse it out and then just slide it right back in. My filters are custom made in the US and they have a lifetime warranty. Give me a call at 352-388-1230 or visit my website at villageairfilters.com.
Next to Richmond is where the Buena Vista extension is being built. Our flight path is going to look something like this. Because Meggison Rd comes straight out of Brownwood, this section of Buena Vista seems a little unnecessary. Until you remember, once you get to this point, this is all commercial property. And I'm sure the county wants to get their share of the commercial property tax revenue. All the property to the right of Buena Vista is owned by the village's developer and is all designated as commercial development. I can't imagine that the residents of Wildwood Country Resort are too ecstatic about this extension of Buena Vista Boulevard. This is the section of the commercial property that's backed by Lake Oklahoma. The fact that they're putting so much work into this tells me they've got something planned for the very near future for this piece of property. From the Buena Vista extension, we're going to now jump to the other side of the turnpike and look at the village of DeLuna. In the last video, I inadvertently called this the village of Water Lily. This is actually the village of DeLuna. Our flight path is going to look something like this. This is the DeLuna Postal Station and Neighborhood Recreation Area. It appears to have one of the adults-only pools. It's got tennis courts and pickleball courts. This is a large wetlands area in this section of the village of DeLuna. Some of the first lots to go up for sale are along the top edge of this wetlands. They all went very quickly. Even more have been put up for sale since then. If you're one of the fortunate individuals who managed to get one of these sites, and you need somebody to take pictures for you of your home under construction, or just to watch it as it's being built, please go to my website, goldwingnut.com, and contact me, and we can arrange a package for you. I'll make a nice slow loop now as we turn to the west.
Hello, I'm Dr. Suleiman Alshar. It's official, No Teeth Now is now open in the villages. Thanks to Don and all the other villages for the warm welcome. No Teeth Now has helped thousands of people regain their health, happiness, and confidence, and we would love a chance to help you too. Please join us for a No Teeth Now seminar in the villages. Visit us at noteethnow.com for more information.
About a dozen lots were put up for sale along the wetlands coming up. They, of course, disappeared very quickly. In the last video, these patio villas were nothing but foundations. Many of them already have roofs on them. Going across the top of the screen is some sort of canal or creek bed. This is the first time I've seen something like this in the villages. Just to the left of the DeLuna Neighborhood Rec Center, you can see more patio villa foundations going in. This is more courtyard villas going in that are using the tilt wall construction method. As has become typical in all the new sections of the villages, there are lots of walking paths being built here. Let's go a little farther south now to where the Southern Oaks bridges are being built. way down here. After looking at the Southern Oaks Bridge, we'll move up to Sawgrass Grove. We'll take a quick look and see what's going on there. From the air, the Southern Oaks Golf Course is really looking gorgeous after a couple of more months of growing in. At the end of the ramp, you can see they're building the support structure for the beams at this end of the bridge. Being able to use the old Bailey Bridge to get access to both sides of the road has simplified this building of this bridge for the construction crews tremendously. No official word yet on when McGrady's is going to be open. Every time I go by it though, there's lots of people parked in the parking lot and delivery vehicles delivering food, so it shouldn't be too much longer. From Sawgrass Grove, we're going to make our way down to the area where Middleton is being built. A lot going on down here lately. This is our projected flight path. This is Central Parkway and one of the many new traffic circles being built. At the top you can also see where County Route 501 and 470 meet. We'll follow Central Parkway just a little bit. The area to the left of Central Parkway just recently went to permitting with the Water Management District, and it's listed as age-restricted development. This actually makes a lot of sense. This will be the quickest type of housing to fill up, and they need the residents in this area to help draw in the businesses that will be built in Middleton. This is one of the many potable water wells that's been built around the villages, and the tank you see holds about 1 million gallons of fresh water. You have to look carefully, but there's about a half a dozen of these scattered throughout the villages. In the last video, just a few pieces of the tilt wall construction had gone up. Here's what it looks like today. Quite a bit of the school has gone up, and obviously there's a lot more to go. We'll take a nice slow trip around it so you can get a good feel for what it looks like. My first impression is this looks like one of those Hollywood sets where all they have is the facade of the buildings. But obviously this will be much more than that. By this time next month, there'll probably be roofs on all these buildings.
Hello everybody, my name is Joey Faulkner, owner and operator of 24-Hour Cart Club here in the Villages, a towing service provided strictly for golf carts, whether it be flat tire, run out of fuel, any kind of emergency breakdown. Feel free to call us. You can sign up online at 24hourcartclub.com. You can sign up over the phone, area code 352-661-0562. Use promotion code Wingnut, and that'll give you 3 months free on a year membership.
This column right here is a stairwell. This area in the middle of Randy McDaniel Way is going to be a park-like area. The right side of the screen will be a commercial area, and up ahead we have the K-8 school and the work going on there. The framing for the tilt wall slabs is easily seen. I'm going to turn around and head east again, and we'll fly over the area that's scheduled for commercial development, and then I'll show you some details on the commercial development that's planned. All this area that's just north of the park in the middle of Randy McDaniel Way is slated to be commercial development. While nothing has happened yet on the commercial development, I'm sure after they get all the walls and the roofs up for the schools, it'll be the next on the agenda. Now let's take a look at some of the more detailed drawings. This is the entire Middleton area. The blue is the high school, the green is the K-8, and the orange is the Early Learning Center. We'll zoom in on the commercial district. The dark blue is the major tenants, and the light blue is the smaller units like we have in the Omni buildings. The purple is planned but not yet documented commercial areas. Yellow in the corner is the Early Learning Center. This building is obviously a bank. Anybody want to take a bet on which bank? This building in the southwest corner of this commercial area seems to already have a tenant picked out just by the specialized design of the building. Let's face it, we're not as young as we once were. Climbing those old-fashioned attic stairs to get the Christmas decorations down or to stow those family treasures is just too dangerous. Magic stairs is the safer alternative. Real steps with safety rails at a safer angle and safety rails in the attic provide the safest attic access available. Having troubles getting things to and from the attic? The Magic Attic Lift can be there to help. Designed by Villages resident Ron Berner, every Magic Stairs and Magic Attic Lift is custom built in their Ocala, Florida factory and installed by their technicians. Why take chances? For less than the cost of one emergency room visit, you can have Magic Stairs installed in your home. Magic Stairs, the safer, more convenient alternative. From Meggison, now we'll head north to where Warm Springs and US 301 meet. There's two buildings under construction here. We'll take a look at them. This is the building on the north side. As we come around the west side of the building, you'll see that there's a drive-through window. This tells me they've already got a tenant picked out for this end of the building. This is the building on the south side of Warm Springs Avenue. In the last video I said this bump out was probably a drive-through. I was mistaken. This is where the utilities are. Don't tell my wife I admitted to making a mistake. I'll never hear the end of it. Guys, you know what I'm talking about. Closer to US 301 on this side of the road, there's obviously two more lots of significant size scheduled for development. This lot on the other side of the road was once scheduled to be a gas station. The online documents I saw have since disappeared. I have no idea what happened, but I'll keep looking for them again. We'll move to the east now to Magnolia Plaza. This is the new McDonald's that's being built. It's hard to believe that it's just been over a year that Magnolia Plaza has opened, and all the stores are just about full. Progress is moving quickly on these new buildings also. This is the Omni building coming up, and I've put the names of all the different stores and establishments that are going in here on the front of each of the units. The interior build-out of the units hasn't started yet, but I'm sure once they get rolling, these places will open up very quickly. Here's the location for the new 7-Eleven and CVS. Let's move to the other side of the turnpike where Meggison and Warm Springs meet. 3 of these corners are scheduled for commercial development. We'll look at them. There's not much commercial space left in this section of the Villages, so my guess is that construction on these areas will start happening sometime this summer to put in new commercial establishments to support this growing area. As with any commercial area, there's got to be an adequate population for the store to do business and be able to make money, and the businesses have to be able to survive in this business cycle that we have here in the Villages. With the rapidly growing population in this area, this should be a very good retail location. Just a little farther south down Meggison is another 1-million-gallon storage tank and potable water well. This is not sewage, this is fresh water, it's our drinking water. We'll continue to move east now and go to Lake Deaton Plaza. In a few months, you won't be able to tell that this was an add-on. It'll look just like the rest of the building. So far, the only two businesses announced for here are Campus USA Credit Union and Jersey Mike's Subs. This end of the building looks a whole lot like Paisano's at the other end, so this is probably going to be a restaurant, or at least that may be what's planned. There are still several large commercial properties available here at Lake Deaton Plaza. The other side of State Route 44, adjacent to the Chitty Chatty Bridge, is also scheduled for commercial development. Let's move back to the west now, to where Spar is just south of Brownwood. There are several commercial properties under development here. Adjacent to the Spar hardware store, you can see ground has already been broken on another new McDonald's going in at this location. This is right across the street from the Center for Advanced Healthcare and Grand Traverse Plaza where Publix is. Directly across from Brownwood is another large lot that's scheduled for commercial development. This building is the Village Hospital Emergency Department. On the other side of the cart path coming off the Brownwood Bridge is this large lot, which is also owned by the Villages and scheduled for commercial development. A little farther up, you can see the Buena Vista extension and all the property there that's scheduled for commercial development. Let's move north now to where 7-Eleven is being built just north of Brownwood. My sources tell me that this 7-Eleven should be open sometime in early summer. This will be a much needed addition to this area. Trying to find a location to get gas in this section of the Villages can sometimes be difficult. Interestingly, of all the commercial properties that the Villages builds and owns, they don't own the property the gas stations are on. My guess is they don't want to deal with the leak from one of these 10,000 gallon tanks and have to deal with the EPA. Can't say I blame them. If you're not sure where this 7-Eleven is, this is the intersection of 44A and Powell Road. It's right by the lofts and directly across from Alden Bungalows. It's just a little bit behind the Eisenhower Rec Center, and it will be golf cart accessible. Let's continue our trek north to the area just north of Pinellas Plaza, known as the Beaumont Development. There are several properties being built out on the corners of this traffic circle. The nearest building you see here is the new Culver's being built. Just beyond it is a 3-unit retail building. The farthest one will be Huey Magoo's, it's a chicken restaurant, and BurgerFi, a gourmet hamburger restaurant, will be in the nearer unit. The middle unit is still unspoken for. This is some of the townhouses in the Beaumont development being built. And this is the Hilton Home to Suites Hotel that's being built here. This huge building is a 3-story self-storage unit. Last week, Mike Anderson reminded me that Ashley Furniture is going here at this corner. Here's a little better view of this area. This is County Route 466A. That's Pinellas Plaza in the background, anchored by Winn-Dixie. We'll take a big jump to the north now, to where Buena Vista and County Route 466 meet, and they're building Sprouts, a grocery store. At this corner, they're building Sprouts. I guess it's some sort of gourmet grocery store. I don't know. A lot of people are excited about it. They're also building another Omni building, another multi-unit retail building. We'll move to the west now, where Hobby Lobby is going to be built. Hobby Lobby is another store people are excited about coming here to the Villages. To give you a better idea of where things are at, in front of it is where Fresh Market is, and off to its left is where Olive Garden is, and what will be to its east is Home Goods and Marshalls and Bell's and PetSmart. Let's move up to the northeast where Hacienda Hills Country Club used to be, and they're going to be building courtyard villas. Now we'll move to the west where the First Responders Recreation Center is being built. This area is just a little bit south of County Route 42. This is the old Baptist church that's been renovated to make it into a recreation center. They've put a resort-style pool in. Yes, the pool is filled with water, but this rec center won't open until early summer. There's a sand pit for beach volleyball. This will be the third of the 4 putt-and-play golf courses that have been announced. The First Responders Rec Center is also unique in that it's the only one not being built by the developer. This is being built by the AAC using the lawsuit funds from the lawsuit that happened about 15 years ago. This is the pickleball and tennis courts that are being built. This is a fire pit. I believe this area is for lawn bowling, and this is a general use field. Not sure what they're going to use it for yet. Whenever I fly, I always have the camera running to record something. Who knows what you'll see. In this case, this is the assembly building for the golf carts that the Villages Golf Carts has down by Brownwood. It's actually across the street, right near Spar, and you can see they have a huge inventory, but they're backed up 6 months. They can't keep up with the demand. It's unbelievable. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'm Don Wiley, and thanks for watching. And please support my sponsors, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and turn on the alerts so you know when the next video is published.